Okay, so I'm going to show you how to change a presser foot on the 700 or 800 series Bernina machines. Right now I'm using a 790. This tutorial should be applicable to the 800 series as well. The screen might look a little bit different, but overall it's generally the same, so you should be able to figure out based on what I'm doing here how to apply this to the 800 series machines. So the first thing I'm doing right now is I have my 37D foot on, which is my 1/4 inch foot. As you can see on the screen, I'm using a straight stitch. If I try to use a zigzag stitch, it's not going to really work. I mean, I can do a little bit of a zigzag, but if I try to increase it, it's not going to let me because the opening in the foot isn't big enough. So what's happening here is Bernina is reading that I have the 37D foot on, and it's stopping me from doing something that would harm the machine or break my needle. So I'll just show you. I'm just going to sew a little bit of a 1/4 inch. Okay, so there's my straight stitch. And now I want to do a zigzag stitch. So I'm going to change my presser foot from my 37D and I'm going to replace it with my 1D. Now this has a bigger hole so I can do my zigzag stitch. But now watch what happens if I try to just start sewing with the zigzag stitch right now. The machine's going to error out because what it's doing is it's reading that I have the 37D foot on, but I actually don't. I have the 1D foot on. So what I'm going to do is, over on the screen here, this tells me that the machine says that I have a 37D foot on. So I want to change that to 1D. So I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to find my 1D. And I'm going to X out of there. And now I'm going to see how I can increase my zigzag stitch now. And now I'm just going to sew a zigzag stitch with my 1D foot. So now I switched to my 37D foot, and I don't feel like always telling the machine that I'm switching feet. So what I'm going to do is see how there's a little check next to the 1D, and the 1D here is highlighted in yellow. If I check that and turn it off, see how this 1C is in white now? That's going to allow me to sew with any foot that I want, and the machine's not going to read it. So it still says 1C. I've got my 37D foot on, but when I sew, it's going to let me do it anyway. Now the downside to that is if you're not paying attention to your settings, you could break a needle if you tried to do a bigger zigzag stitch, because the machine is no longer able to tell you that, hey, you can't make that big of a zigzag stitch because you have the wrong foot on.